they were in the same weight class, it'd be a cracking fight. But there's too much of a gap. I think 126 is Inoue's ceiling. I really do.
Yeah.
That would be like a fun fight.
Crazy.
But furthermore, he's a superstar in Japan. He doesn't really need to leave Japan to maintain his superstar status.
If they were in the same class, it would be an amazing fight, but there is too big of a gap. I believe 126 is Inoue, and yes, it would be a fun fight, but he is also a superstar in Japan, so he doesn't really need to travel outside of the country to stay that way. As fans eagerly await a thrilling bout between two of the sport's most exciting fighters, Inoue monster Inoue and Gervonta, the boxing world is ablaze with rumors. Following Inoue's recent dominant performances that cemented his status as a pound-for-pound king with his flawless technique, blistering speed, and devastating power.
28 wins, no losses, no draws, 25 wins by way of knockout. He's a 4-division champion, 2-division undisputed champion, and is super bantamweight unified champion, right? So, he has a fight coming up anyway.
Speculation about Davis erupted. The Japanese superstar has established himself as practically untouchable in the ring, while Davis, with his fierce knockout power and unwavering aggression, continues to be a formidable opponent in a number of divisions. 28 wins and no defeats, no draws. The promoters have not confirmed any talks yet, but the overwhelming demand from fans has already made this fight the most talked about possible fight of 2025. With both fighters at the top of their game and legacies on the line, the stage is set for what could become an iconic chapter in boxing history. He has 25 wins by knockout, is a 4-division champion, 2-division undisputed champion, and is super bantamweight a unified champion, so he has a fight coming up. Tank Gervonta in response to the mounting rumors of a possible battle with Naoya Inoue.
I like what's the guy from Japan?
Inoue?
Yeah.
Do you foresee potentially at some day you guys meeting together, maybe at a catchweight, or maybe if he keeps going up in weight?
Probably.
Yeah.
That would be like a fun fight.
Crazy.
Yeah, that would be a fun fight. Now that would be technically that fight right there, like man. But I think I'll be too big for him.
Probably, yeah.
I'll be too big for him. Yeah. But that fight would be like
it's like a dream fight.
Yeah, facts.
Davis said he understood the intrigue of the matchup and that it would be enjoyable, but he was also worried about the weight difference between them, speculating that he might be too big for Inoue. Since Inoue is currently the undisputed super bantamweight champion and Davis competes at lightweight, this sentiment highlights the significant weight difference. It would be difficult for Inoue to move up multiple weight classes, making this highly anticipated fight unlikely anytime soon. I like the guy from Japan, but anyway, do you think you two might meet up someday? Maybe at a get-together, or maybe if he continues to gain weight. It would be a fun fight. It would be technical, like me and him fighting right there, but I think I'd be too big for him.
Inoue said there's nothing that you have that can give him real problems. All you have is power.
He said that?
Inoue said that.
Good.
Yeah.
Right. I don't want to go crazy. You trying to catch me?
No, I ain't trying to catch you, bro.
Huh?
I ain't trying to catch you.
He didn't say that?
Yeah, he said it.
Show me.
You heard him
Well,
say that, Ron?
I think there's a lot of compilations. They combine things. I think I've seen it, but I don't know if it's.
I don't think he said that.
Because there's no way he said that. Tell him to be a boxer.
Yes, Facts Tank Gervonta Davis has continuously conveyed his appreciation for interviews showcasing Naoya Inoue's boxing skills. In a recent press conference, a reporter asserted that Davis had not in any way discounted his ability, saying that he just possessed power and posed no genuine threat. Davis has since emphasized Inoue's skill set and accomplishments, recognizing him as one of the best fighters in the sport. Inoue later clarified the situation by tweeting, "I never said anything like that," reaffirming the mutual respect between the two champions. Davis was clearly shocked by this claim and replied, "There's no way he could say that for him to be a boxer like that. There's no way he could say that." He then asked for proof of the alleged comment, expressing disbelief. "Say that nothing you own can cause him any serious issues." He said, "All you have is power." In a sense, he said, "That's right. I don't want to go crazy trying to catch her." You didn't say that, you said, "Show, I believe I've seen it, But I don't think he said that because there's no way he said that. Former world champion TJ Diney has weighed in on the ongoing debate about a hypothetical showdown between Gervonta Tank Davis and Naoya Inoue, stating that the weight difference makes the fight nearly impossible to imagine. Diney believes that Davis competing at lightweight would be too much for Inoue, who has so far shown no interest in moving past 122 pounds. Although boxing fans have called for Inoue to test himself at super featherweight 130 pounds, or even lightweight in a massive fight against Tank Davis, Clash Diney notes that it is extremely unlikely that he will do so due to his physical limitations. Such a bout could determine the sport's true pound-for-pound king. But Diney contends that he is not content at 122 pounds, where he continues to easily destroy his opponents before moving up to face bigger.
Do you think that's just, a weight class too high? I don't even know what weight that would be at, maybe 130, but is that just too much, or do you think he's capable of going up there and beating a Tank Davis?
No, Tank's an absolute dog, but if they were in the same weight class, it'd be a cracking fight. But there's too much of a gap. I think 126 is Inoue's ceiling, I really do.
Yeah. Well, TJ, I appreciate your time. Obviously, 15th of March, you're fighting Nick Bull. Just any final words, any prediction, any message to your fans?
Not so much a prediction, but the fans can expect fireworks. It's going to be a great fight, and I'll be walking away as a two-weight world champion. I can guarantee that.
More dangerous opponents. A bout with Davis seems unlikely because fighters weighing 126 pounds or more would need to make a huge leap in risk and physical adaptation, something Inoue hasn't done yet. Diney thinks Inoue's peak is probably at 126 pounds. The Irishman clarifies that for a bout like this to ever be considered, Davis's stature, strength, and general physicality, he has a perfect record of 30 wins with 28 knockouts, would pose obstacles that Inoue, with a smaller body, could not possibly overcome. While Inoue's dominance is undeniable,
to kind of pivot into the fact that, I see it on Twitter all the time, and I've talked about it before while being in Japan. Can Tank and Inoue actually fight each other one day? It's a good question, because I don't think it's far-fetched. Now, more than likely, they won't fight because Inoue's aligned himself with Turkey, right? And Tank doesn't work with Turkey. He don't like Turkey. On top of that too, you have the weight thing. Inoue stated when he fought Neri that he weighed 138 pounds. Tank tweeted during the build up to this fight with Lamar Roach that he was on weight at 138 pounds. So they kind of have like Inoue's fight night weight is probably close to what Tank's walk around weight is. They're not far off. So weight-wise, as crazy as it sounds, because you don't think of Inoue and Tank as being the same size, because Inoue turned pro at light flyweight, Tank turned pro at 130, something like that. So you wouldn't necessarily think of those two being close in size, but they actually are. So I think it's doable. Obviously, Tank has some signature fights at lightweight he's got to take care of, like Shakur Stevenson, like Devin Haney, or Devin's at 47 now, so I can't even say Devin, but he's got Shakur Stevenson, he's got Teofimo Lopez, he might have Keyshawn Davis on his hands if Keyshawn wins the title. There's some business for him to take care of, and then for Inoue.
Boxing fans are eager to see him step outside of his comfort zone and face tougher opposition. While a fight with Davis would be tantalizing on paper, it would require Inoue to take risks far beyond anything he has shown a willingness to attempt. For now, the fight remains a fantasy, and Inoue is left to continue cementing his legacy within his current division. Sheeny suggests a potential meeting at super featherweight as a compromise, but the logistical and physical challenges remain significant. Do you think he's capable of getting up there and being a Tank, or do you think it's simply a weight class too high?
In a hypothetical sense, right? If Inoue and Tank did fight each other, that would be the biggest fight in boxing, because you're talking about two, I would say you got the biggest American fighter, as far as American-born fighters, versus the biggest Japanese fighter. So you're talking about the biggest star, not named Canelo, in North America, but from the United States of America, versus the face of boxing in Japan and Asia as a whole right now. So how could that fight not do crazy numbers? I feel like Inoue versus Tank would literally make the world stop. And that would really be like for Tank, if they fought, he's supposed to knock out Inoue.
I'm not sure what weight that would be, but it might be 130. I think 126 is a way too big of a gap, but if they were in the same class, it would be a great fight. Well, TJ appreciates the time, but I'm sorry about March 13th and 15th. You're fighting Nick, so I don't have any last words or predictions. But I'm sure it will be a great fight, and I'll be leaving as a two-way world champion. I can assure you that a fight between Gervonta Tank Davis and Naoya Inoue has the potential to captivate the boxing world given their elite skills and undefeated records. But one big obstacle might be Davis's reluctance to collaborate with Turkey Alec, a well-known figure in boxing promotions. Even though fans hope to see the two champions meet, because they have both shown they are capable of giving unforgettable performances, Davis has publicly stated that he dislikes Alec and has little respect for his involvement in the sport. This tension could make organizing such a high-profile event more difficult. To kind of pivot into the fact that, I see it on Twitter all the time, and I've talked about it before, while being in Japan, can tank.
Gervonta Davis.
Relax, man.
You like the fight if it happens?
Man, he better sit his left down. Yeah, of course. Even though I don't want to make excuses, but he's fighting over there. They ain't testing. I ain't making no excuses. You know what I mean? I ain't making no. He's a good fighter though. He's a good fighter. Me, I ain't fighting that. I ain't making no excuses, but like I told him, man. I'm here for you. Go enjoy the fruits and labor of your work, and come back like you never left, man. You'll be champion.